Hey guys, Maggie Nolan here with Living Radiant Photography. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are going through how to book weddings from wedding shows. A lot of people think they're dead. We don't believe they're dead at all. So I want to take you through a bunch of stuff kind of to get you excited about your next bridal show, but also to share with you how to just have a great space and book clients from it. So number one, stand out, have a great booth presence. We do something called a lounge where we bring in furniture rentals and we have this really beautiful, inviting space. We love the feedback that we get from brides, from grooms, from even vendors next door. Gosh, it's like, I wanna be in this space. We do bring in furniture rentals. Yes, it's an expense. To us, it's worth it because we stand out amongst a sea of other vendors and photographers. Okay, something that we do for every bridal show is that we bring little handouts, little giveaways. So this is the first thing we do. We give out pashminas to every single person who comes into our booth. I say person, I shouldn't say person. Every single couple, bride. We jokingly say we need to do Xbox gift cards for the guys, but most of the people who come to bridal shows are females, they're women, and they love things like this. So it has our business card, it has a cute little label that says Future Radiant Bride. We just like to create a really cool experience, a really cool memory, or they've gotten home from the show or whatever. They're gonna reach into that bag and they're gonna pull out this instead of like a gazillion business cards, okay? So the other thing that we tell people when you're doing a bridal show, just make sure all your collateral is up to date. It would be miserable to do a show and like you're trying to go over pricing and you're like, oh wait, that's last year's pricing, or oh sorry, I just did a price increase and this number should say be like $200 less or whatever. So something that we do before every wedding season is we reprinted all of our pricing sheets and then we laminate them because a ton of people are going to touch this, and these are really durable. Like if they get a drink spilled on them, you know, wine or whatever from the bridal show, they still look really nice. But the other thing about this is that we're always one of the only photographers that has our pricing and has our add-ons and has all the customizations available. And what that does for me, some people are afraid to do that. I love doing it. We've been doing it for 5 years. We have shot over 200 weddings in 6 years. We shoot between 30 and 40 weddings a year, and I honestly think it's because we're very upfront about where we stand price point wise, and it weeds out people really, really, really easily. A matter of like minutes, we know if someone's in our price point and in our category of client type and budget, because they either walk away or they stay and ask questions, which is awesome. The other thing that we do alongside giving these is that we also give a little handout. So this is really cool. We call this our bigger business card because this guy's little and can be lost. But these are customized based off of venue and bridal show. So tomorrow's venue is a venue out here in town called Turf Valley. This will be the handout that we give tomorrow to people. I love it because like this is a real wedding. That's a real invitation. And we actually have the wedding album from the wedding, a wedding that we shot there. Even though this is an older wedding, it's a 2017 wedding, we bring all of our books from every year that we've shot because it also shows people our progress, our shoot, like how we've grown as a business. And it gets them excited to know like, oh my gosh, these people have their craft together and things are pretty. Other albums, like this is a Baltimore City album from last May that we made. So I might have a couple that says, oh, well, we're not getting married here. We're getting married at BMI downtown. Oh, well, great. Well, I actually have an album from a wedding we shot there last May. You might love to look through it. So for us, that's like just a cool thing to have on hand, even though we have inserts that have other venues on it as well. Okay. So postcards, giveaways, anything that you have, just make sure that they're branded well, that they're updated, that your pricing is right. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk to you guys is about mindsets, the way you view yourself, the way you view your potential couples, and the way that you view the attendees coming. So I think it's really important to remember that not everyone is your client, okay? Sorry if that hurts, but the reality is that when we go into a show, we don't believe that all 100 attendees or 200 attendees are our client. I do believe that in that mix, there's a good percentage that could be and will be. So I am not, I'll tell you right now, when we do bridal shows, I'm not grabbing at people. I'm not like, hey, come over here. What's your wedding date? Talk about turn off. Okay. So one of the reasons we have a killer display, and one of the reasons we do an engagement session giveaway, and one of the reasons we give these away is because girls especially see something beautiful and their eye catches it and they are drawn to it. People who pass my booth, look and keep walking, they're not my client. And I don't have to feel like I have to fish for them and wheel them in. They might come naturally because they saw someone else have this and they're like, well, I want a cute pashmina too, so I'm going to go talk to them. A lot of those people can be our clients just because they like our branding or they like the cute pashmina I'm giving away. And I just like to encourage everyone who's watching it is that our goal for every wedding show that we do, my goal is that I want to book from that show maybe 2 to 5 clients. I know that's like baffling when you have 200 attendees, but really the win for us is 2 to 5 really great couples that love our style, love our aesthetic, and can meet our price point. Because based off of like how much money you've put into the show versus how much money they're gonna spend with you as a client, we get our money back like 4 and like 8 times. It's absolutely worth it. So that's kind of where I'm pro wedding show, because getting one wedding, getting 5 weddings from a show is like, I won. I feel like I won the lottery, okay? Don't view everyone who walks by as your client, because they're not. And you don't want every single bride or groom who walks through that door, okay? I promise, okay? Beyond clients and attendees that are coming, there's this really awesome thing called vendor relationships. So I love bridal shows for the pure fact and sake that I'm gonna see industry friends. So when we arrive at bridal shows, the very first thing we do is we set up our booth, and we do it in enough time to give ourselves a buffer to walk around and say hi to friends. We introduce ourselves to new people we've never met. We give out business cards, we get business cards, because you have no idea that the planner 3 tables down might be the very next planner that you work with, and you guys might end up kicking it off and it being this really amazing relationship for years to come. So do not discount bridal shows just because you may not get like weddings necessarily from it, or like your 10 weddings from it, you only get 1. The relationships that you build with the venue coordinators, the people that you build relationship with at the booth next to you, those are crucial, because those people have their own spheres of influence, okay? The other thing to remember with mindsets, don't look at people as having like all this money. Like, don't look at people as dollar amounts. People know when you're being ingenuine. And I love when people come over to my booth or my lounge and I basically say, hey, I'm so glad you're here. My name's Maggie. I'm a wedding photographer. I have a gift for you. Not sure if you have a wedding photographer. If you don't, I'd love to give you some info. Do you have a wedding photographer? I let there be a moment of silence, and I ask, that's not this rat race to like douse them with all this info and scare them off, but it's this conversation. I go in with a really simple mindset that I want to find one really great couple who loves my style, loves my aesthetics, that works well, is going to work well with my husband and I together, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and that they empower us to do our job really well. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I hope being able to see all the stuff that we do and take a look into it, I hope it's encouraging for you guys. And if you're following along and you're watching this on Thursday, February 20th, we are at a bridal show the majority of tomorrow. We're gonna be on Instagram stories to follow us behind the scenes while we literally take you into like our booth and our setup. Join us over on Instagram, livingradiant.photo. Check out our stories. We might go live too. So anyway, thanks again for being here. Have a great week. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next week.